Стреляют из автомата. Стреляют в толпе. Какие-то люди стреляют. Пока эти. Подожгли зал. Зал горит. Подожгли нас. Нас подожгли. First Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and sincerity unto the elect. Shalom. I'm back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, straight to the point and edifying. All right, we're going to dive into, this current situation, well, not current situation, but this, past situation that happened out in Russia, and how that deals with what's to come for Babylon, okay? And this message goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true people of the Holy Scriptures, all right? You need to repent and come back into your power, okay? We're in the midst of great judgment and of great salvation, all right? And you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you need to get right with the Lord. All right, you need to be converted. All right, so you could escape the evil days that's coming. All right, because it's the end. All right. Let me get this. Ezekiel 7:5, it says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai power, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. All right, we're in the end, all right, of an age, all right, the Edomite rulership, all right, the so-called white man, okay? And these devils, all right, they have a lot of tricks, a lot of schemes, all right, a lot of wicked devices, okay, to bring forth their agendas, all right? And this attack that, or they called it a terror attack, okay, which happened in Russia. Okay, we're going to dive a little bit more deeper into it. Okay, but of course, Babylon has his hands in the midst. All right, Babylon the Great America has his hands in the midst. Okay, this could be, a false flag attack. This could be some type of, Russia could have done it, America could have done it, but throughout this lesson, you're going to see that Babylon, okay, has their hands in the midst of this. All right, because they want to forward the NWO. Okay, they want to bring forth, all right, this NWO, this system, all right, where they will be able to enslave every man, woman, and child via the micro C-hip. Okay, they want war. Okay, this is where all of this is leading to. Okay, so we're gonna go deep into this. I got a few videos here. I got some articles. All right, but this is what's to come for Babylon the Great America. All right. You're witnessing, okay, a mirror image of what's happening to Babylon, pursuant to, all right, the borders being wide open, having all these migrants flood through, okay, and I'm gonna get more into that as well, okay. But there's gonna be no peace and no safety. This is the times we're in, No peace and no safety, man. All right. Let me get this scripture. I'm gonna get into these videos here. All right. All right, because great judgment, all right, is at play. Let me see. Yep. Ezekiel 7:25, it says, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. All right, and this is the time that we're fastly approaching. Okay, so let's get into these videos here. I'm gonna get some articles. I'm Lord willing to edify, straight to the point. All right, so let me get this.
In the program in Russia, where it's been reported that 11 people suspected of involvement in a brutal attack on one of Moscow's largest music halls has been arrested, including 4 of the assailants. This is according to Russia's FSB security service. At least 93 people are believed to have been killed when gunmen targeted the building on Friday evening. More than 140 others are believed to have been injured in the assault on the Crocus City Hall on the outskirts of the city. A large fire broke out in the building that caused most of the roof to then collapse. As armed forces rushed to the scene, an Islamic State group claimed it was behind the attack. The United States believes that this is credible and says it had been warned, or rather it had warned Russia about large gatherings in Moscow being vulnerable. Will Vernon has the latest.
A rock concert that turned into a massacre. Thousands of people had gathered at the venue near Moscow when gunmen broke in and began shooting. Outside the hall, more casualties as the attackers gunned people down, apparently at random. Panic ensued as people ran for the exits. Soon, the whole building was ablaze. This is one of the largest and most popular music venues in Russia. Far from the city centre, security here would have been light, an easy target for the attackers.
I heard gunshots. I saw the terrorists come in and started shooting people. They threw petrol bombs and everything started burning.
Helicopters were brought in to douse the flames. Russia says this was an act of terror.
Investigators are seizing weapons and ammunition from the crime scene, which are currently being examined. Genetic, fingerprint and ballistic examinations are being carried out on the evidence, and specialists have begun to study recordings from CCTV cameras.
President Putin has reportedly wished the injured a speedy recovery. The authorities haven't yet said whether any of the gunmen are still at large or who they believe is behind this brutal attack. But late last night, a branch of the Islamic State group claimed responsibility for the killings. US officials say their intelligence confirms that. And earlier this month, the US government warned of possible terrorist attacks in Moscow, specifically mentioning concerts.
The State Department or embassy there put out a notice to all Americans in Moscow to avoid any large gathering, concerts, obviously shopping malls, anything like that.
The deadliest attack in almost 20 years has shocked the nation. Billboards across the Russian capital are now showing this simple message: we mourn. Will Vernon, BBC News.
All right. And you see like how they said that basically Babylon, all right, had warned Russia, you know, previous, like I guess a few months prior, all right, that there would be some event happening, or, you know, some type of attack, you know, in a theater, or, you know, in Russia in general, some, you know, terrorists are plotting to do an attack. Okay, and here it is. Why are you guys, you know, you guys are over here warning, okay, your quote unquote enemies, okay? Babylon don't care. They don't care about no Russians, man. Okay? You're warning your enemies while your borders is open, allowing terrorists to come in. All right, I'm going to prove all these things, man. All right, Lord willing, you know, I break this down as you know, as thoroughly as I possibly can. All right, to show the wickedness of Babylon the Great. All right, and they're in the midst, man. All right, they're in the midst. Okay, here it is, y'all over here sending warnings to countries. All right, y'all over here sending warnings to countries. Okay, and your back door is wide open. You're backdooring your own country. All right, you got terrorists or enemies of Babylon. Okay, openly saying you're gonna see who I am very soon. Okay, they find it. I got all these you know, articles, Lord willing, you know, I get to them. Okay, but you got you know, the enemies of Babylon basically telling them, you know, telling you openly, like, yeah, we're coming here to destroy, man. All right, we trying to put y'all down, but you're over here warning your enemies. Okay, which is quite fishy and wicked, because you know it's wickedness behind this whole thing. All right, and we're gonna get deep into this, Lord willing. Okay, Ecclesiasticus 12:10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. You see, this devil Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, even though the Russians is the same thing, they're the Edomites. All right, just you know, they just live in Russia. All right, and have a different set of morals. Okay, but they're still Edomites, man, because the Lord is against Gog, man. All right, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is against Russia as well. You see, it says, and though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, though he humble himself and go crouching, that's what he did. Okay, when he was sending out these warnings, all right, to Russia, you know, to quote unquote warn them of a potential attack. Okay, which, you know, these devils were behind it. All right, so let me read this real quick here. Oh no, let me finish the scripture, Salakia. Ecclesiasticus 12:11, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast lookest, that has wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away, because this devil is wicked. All right, he's still wicked. That rust is still going to come back, man. Okay, the scriptures say his soul which is in him is not upright in him, man. Okay, this is the devil. Okay, and this is all to bring forth the agenda. This is all to forward the agenda. Okay, and I'm going to prove that. All right, Lord willing, through this lesson. Okay, so it says Reuters. It says U.S. Embassy warns of imminent attack in Moscow by extremists, and this was on the 8th. Okay, the 8th of this month. It says the U.S. Embassy warns of imminent attack by extremists. It tells citizens to avoid concert and mass events. Okay, it says the FSB says it foiled an attack on a synagogue in Moscow. It says the FSB says Afghan arm of Islamic State was planning an attack. And you see, how the hell does Babylon know what's going on? How do they know what's coming? And I'm going to show you that they're a part of it. All right, I'm going to show you how they knew what's coming. All right, as well as what's to come for Babylon. Okay, in the coming few days, the April 8th situation. Okay, all of this is connected, man. Okay, and these devils have some type of scheme, some type of plot. There's something in the midst, man. Something wicked. Okay, so let me read a little bit. It says here, Moscow, March 8, Reuters says the U.S. Embassy in Russia warned that extremists had imminent plans for an attack in Moscow. Hours after Russian security services said they had foiled a planned shooting at a synagogue by a cell from the Afghan arm of the Islamic State. Okay, and Babylon got many sleeper cells here. Okay, many militias, many quote unquote Islamic terrorists, man. Okay, that they deem terrorists. Okay, that the FBI director has come out and said, hey, you know, it's only a matter of time before, you know, another 911. It's only a matter of time before some planned event, that, you know, to bring destruction upon this place, man. Okay, but here it is, you're warning a whole nother country. You're in a whole nother country's business, okay? Instead of worrying about your business here. Instead of worrying about the downfall here. Okay, the pride of thine heart to deceive thee, man. All right? And it's all a part of the plan. It's all a part of the agenda, man. Okay? It says the embassy, which had reportedly urged all U.S. citizens to leave Russia immediately, gave no further details about the nature of the threat, but said people should avoid concerts and crowds and be aware of their surroundings. See, walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. And that's the times that we're in, man. We're in the evil time. Okay, let me get this real quick. All right. Ecclesiastes 12:1, it says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. This is the time you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are supposed to be seeking out the Lord, man. Seeking Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, seeking out what's pleasing unto the Lord. All right? Repenting, turning back from your wickedness, man. You see? It says, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, because that's the time that's coming. The Lord's about to bring down the sword, man. Okay? We clearly see some type of event is about to take place, man. Something bad and big is about to happen, man. All right? Well, let me see. It says the embassy is monitoring reports that extremists have imminent plans to target large gatherings, okay, in Moscow to include concerts, and U.S. citizens should be advised to avoid large gatherings over the next 48 hours, the embassy said on its website. So how the hell do they know that? How the hell do they know that unless they have insight? All right? They have to have some type of insight, man. Okay? America is in the mist. Babylon the Great, America is in the mist, man. You see? It says it issues its warning several hours after Russia's Federal Security Service, the main successor of the Soviet-era KGB, said it had forwarded an attack on a synagogue in Moscow by a cell of a militant Sunni Muslim group, Islamic State. You see? It says it was unclear if the two statements are linked. It says U.S. allies, including Britain, Canada, South Korea, and Latvia, repeated the U.S. warning and told other citizens not to travel to Russia. So you see, they know what's going on. All right, something ain't right. Okay, something ain't sitting right. See? Something ain't sitting right. You ain't supposed to trust this devil, man. All right? Ecclesiasticus 12:10, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness, man. See, you can't trust these devils. You can't trust the West, man. You can't trust none of these devils, man. But you can't trust the West. Okay? Because they're up to no good constantly, man. It says many Western countries advised against all travel to Russia and said that citizens should leave. It says the United States has the highest level of warning for Russia. Red 4, do not travel. It says the same level as Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen, and South Sudan and Iran. You see? And you could read the rest of this. Okay, but Babylon is in the mist. Okay? They're in the mist. This is not a coincidence. It's not just a coincidence that they just found out. Okay? They just know what's going on. There's no coincidence. Okay? So let's go again here.
Back to our top story. The deadly attack at a Moscow concert hall Friday. More than 130 people killed, many more injured. Vladimir Putin declaring today a day of mourning for the Russian people as ISIS-K claims responsibility. That deadly attack coming just weeks after a warning from U.S. intelligence. Joining me now, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. Senator, welcome back to Fox News Sunday.
Shannon, good to be with you. Happy Palm Sunday.
And to you as well. I want to start with something that Senator Cotton referenced. This is some testimony from General Michael Kurilla, who's the head of U.S. Central Command, just days ago.
The risk of attack emanating from Afghanistan is increasing. I assess ISIS Khorasan retains the capability and will to attack U.S. and Western interests abroad in as little as 6 months and with little to no warning.
Do you agree with Senator Cotton that our porous southern border, where, again, we've already found 70 people on a terror watch list just this year alone, potentially opens us up to this kind of real danger on U.S. soil?
And do you hear this, man? Constant warnings are going out, talking about a potential attack, all right, here in Babylon. All right? In Babylon, in other countries, okay? But just know, just trust and believe that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the elites, man, of this world, the Edomites, man, are in the midst. They're controlling both sides of the field, man. All right?
Well, Shannon, first, my heart goes out to the families in Russia that were affected by this. The U.S. did warn Russia, and Vladimir Putin gave a speech on Tuesday discounting the warning, saying we were trying to meddle and create confusion. We also warned Iran a couple months ago about a potential attack by ISIS-K there. If you want to know the difference between democracies and authoritarians, we will tell nations if we're worried about their civilians. Russia or Iran would never tell us if they had news that there was going to be a terrorist attack in the United States.
You see? You talking about they're worried about their citizens, man. Slakia. They're worried about their citizens, which is a damn lie. They don't care. All right? Here it is. Y'all are so worried about what your enemy combatant nations are doing, okay, that you're not worried about your own land that's currently being invaded. You got these migrants running over security and guards out there on the southern border. Okay? You got all these militia sleeper cells ready. Okay? Hold on, man. All right? While they talking about watching other people's borders, okay, going throughout the earth, policing the earth, watching all these other borders, protecting all these other people, quote unquote, over here trying to protect your enemies, telling them, warning your enemies of danger. Okay, why the hell would these nations warn you of anything, man? That's how you know America, Babylon the Great, is wicked, man. And this place is in the midst, man. These elites, they're in the midst, man. Okay, their hands is in the midst of a lot of madness that goes on in the earth, man. Okay. All right, let me read some of this here. It says illegal migrant from Lebanon caught at border admitted he's a Hezbollah terrorist hoping to make a BOMB and was heading for New York. You see that? This is what's at our border. This is what's at the Babylonian border right now. This is what's at the border here. And they're over there minding somebody else's business, man. Shipping off, hundreds of billions of dollars for war, okay, to Ukraine, to the small hats, okay? But can't protect your own borders, man. You see? Micah 2:1, woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand, and this is why they do what they do. Okay? Let me get this. Right? This is why they move the way they move. They move in opposition to the best interest of you Babylonians, but they're over there and meddling in other people's affairs. Okay? And causing havoc. You see? Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? We know who he is. All right? These Edomites, man. These elites. The ones that are trying to push forward, all right, this agenda. They're pushing the world into war, man. Okay? This is where it's heading. It's heading into war. Chaos. No peace. No peace. Okay? So, you can read that article, but I was just trying to bring this point out. You're over there paying attention, okay, to what's going on in these other countries, but over here you got your borders wide open, man. Your borders is wide open. You sending out warnings to other people of danger, and you're letting dangers come straight in. Okay? You're flying them. They coming in by land, sea, and air. Okay? All right. And this came out last year, and I did a lesson on it. Okay, it says Border Patrol warns agents to be alert for explosives, okay, after finding 10 IEDs at border. And this was last year, December 15th. Okay? You got these gangs out here that's coming in. They setting up shop, all right, beating up police, raping women, assaulting them, deleting people, stuffing them in bags. All types of madness is going on. And y'all over there watching another country's you know, you're watching out for them. You see? This is madness. It's madness, man. All right? But it's all a part of the plan. All right? This is all a part of the plan, okay? And these devils, their hand is in the midst of all of this. All right? Their hands is in the midst. Okay?
When did you arrive from Turkey? What did you do in Turkey? My documents expired, so I crossed the border. Once again, your full name. Year of birth, 1998. What did you do in Crocus yesterday? What did you do in Crocus? I was shooting. You were shooting? You were shooting who? Why? For money. Money? Let's put him up. For how much money? Some 500,000. 500,000 of what? Of rubles. Did you get it from who? I have received only one half. It was transferred to my card. Where's your card? He gave it, and it was in my clothes, in my jacket, so I lost it. Where did you get weapons? They gave it to us. Who they? I don't know who they. They texted me on Telegram without names, without anything. How did they find you? You found them or they found you? They texted me. Why did they text you in particular? I don't know. I was listening to... But how come they just offer you to kill people out of thin air? It doesn't happen like this. What was on Telegram? I was listening to a prophet, to a sermon. You were listening to sermons, and who texted you? Assistant of a preacher. What's his name? No name, no last name, no nothing. They just texted me. When did they text you? A month ago. Who texted you? Exactly. He texted me, he promised me 1 million rubles. What did he promise you? What did he want from you? He offered me and I agreed. What did he offer? He offered money. For what? Money for what? He offered me to do these deeds for money. What deeds exactly? To kill people. To kill who? He just sent me the location. Did they tell you who to kill? People. What people? Doesn't matter. Anyone you meet there, anyone you encounter, just enter the location, kill people? Yes. Once again, your full name and your year of birth. Born in 1998. September 17th.
All right. Psalm 64:1, it says, "Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy." All right. Psalm 64:2 says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." And that's who the they is. Okay. This man literally said they basically just hit him up. All right. They hit him up, but it could be, deeper than that. But he said they hit him up. Okay. Offered him money. Okay. And told him to go and bang as many people as he possibly can. All right. He don't know who they are, which is all BS. Okay. Because they found them. How they caught them basically was they were heading back towards Ukraine. That's how they caught them. Okay. And we're going to get deeper into that. Okay. But he said he don't know who they were. They just wrote him and here's some money. I'm going to give you this much amount of money. You go out there and do your thing. Okay. And they did it. But this is who it is. The secret council, man. The elites are behind this. Okay. It's the elites behind the whole thing. Okay. Let me get that Micah 2:1 again. All right. Micah 2:1 says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Okay, and they have the power to do these things. Okay, to bring down chaos, to bring down, you know, madness. Okay, because they're trying to force Russia's hand, man. Okay, because it's all gonna come out. Okay, it's all gonna come out, and it's gonna point towards Babylon. Okay, Babylon is gonna be somewhere in the mist. In the receipts, when the receipts gets pulled, Babylon's gonna pop up somewhere in the mist, man, of having some type of connection to it. Okay, you know, they're wicked, man. Okay, they're trying to bring forth this agenda. Okay, and they're losing. Okay, in Ukraine, because Ukraine is a proxy. It's basically America fighting Russia through Ukraine, using Ukraine. Okay, putting all them soldiers in a meat grinder. Okay, for their war. Okay, so now they pushing the envelope. Okay, which I'm going to show you in the next video. Okay, let me see. Let me get that Job 9. Let me get this, matter of fact. All right, Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, we know the wicked is who's doing this. Okay, there's a wicked agenda afoot, man. Okay, let me see if I had a article there. So let me see. All right.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's Alice Jones.
Involved in Gladio, Dr. Steve Pachenik. He talked about Gladio one time on the show. The FBI showed up at his house a week later. And that's how big this is. And so if you don't know about Gladio, you don't understand the NATO stay-behind networks. And what NATO's doctrine is, if they start losing a war with Russia, is to activate terror networks inside Russia. And we have Newland and Zelensky and all of them saying months ago, we got nasty surprises for you inside Russia, cross-border attacks, over 1,000 drone attacks. They have the motive. But DW.com, the biggest TV station in Germany, here's the headline, as well as most of the Western press said without any evidence that Putin staged it as a false flag. Here's the headline from DW and their site on YouTube. A false flag operation to mobilize troops. And then they said, we're going to launch terror attacks on CNN last week. Fareed Zakaria. They've launched drone attacks, cross-border attacks. And then ISIS's known CIA, MI6, Mossad. And then they turn around and tell us that Putin's a liar, that no, he did it, with no evidence, even though they caught these rats trying to run back into Ukraine. This is insane. The top broadcaster in Russia is Vladimir Solovyov, and he joins us right now for the balance of the hour. He just ended his emergency Saturday broadcast. We're doing ours here as well, ladies and gentlemen. So, Vladimir, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to try to give you the floor. You've got the floor, sir.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you to all Americans that send very warm words to Russians who do suffer from one of the worst terrorist attacks in the history of our country. We can compare with 9/11. During 9/11, there were almost 5,000 people that were killed. This terrorist attack was aiming to kill 6,200 people that attended the concert. So far, more than 140 people died, but unfortunately, the amount of deaths will only increase. A lot of people injured. So what happened? I can show you actually on the screen. We made a little presentation of how it's all happened. If my guys will get my computer on. Guys, can you show the picture? Yes, please. So that's what happened. A group of 4 people that were recruited through Telegram for not a huge amount of money, 1 million ruble each. They entered facility. It took them about 10 minutes to get straight into the concert hall. On the way, they killed a lot of people. Then they throw cocktail Molotov grenades. They started fire and immediately left the building. Then they got on the car that were waiting for them and tried to move toward borderline with Ukraine, where they were waited by Ukrainian special forces that were planning to help them to get out through Russian-Ukrainian border. But they were stopped by Russian police and special services, and through a couple of hours of search, hide-and-seek operation, we managed to get them all. They're all alive. They're talking. They have no idea that they were ISIS, as they were told by United States and British and other officials. No, they were not ISIS fighters. They didn't want to die for whatever they believe in, like Islam. They wanted to live and to spend money. Not a lot of money. Million rubles, it's like 10,000 bucks. So for 10,000 bucks, they killed an enormous amount of people. They were recruited through Telegram. That's a well-known way of recruiting that has been done already by Ukrainian special forces. And there were a couple of terrorist attacks inside Russia done this way. Money, Telegram, they're finding special guys, give them exact instructions. It's obvious that those guys were not able to come up with this rather sophisticated plan, because the building itself is not an easy one. So you have to know where to go and what to do. They knew exactly what's the game plan is. And they played by this game. But our special forces were one step faster and better. Then we saw this operation of cover-up operation, stating that no, that is not Ukrainian. Definitely it's not Ukrainian. It's a lie. Because right now, on the other side of the Russian-Ukrainian border, we saw an enormous activity of Ukrainian special forces that worked hand in hand with Islamic terrorist organizations.
You see? And who you think they work with? Who you think is training them? Who you think is training the Ukrainians? All right? Obadiah 1:6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Okay? Okay? Psalm 64:8. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Okay? They're snitching on themselves. Okay? They're telling on themselves, man. The Lord has put the spirit, all right, on these Edomites to snitch on their leaders, man. Okay? To bring out information that we wouldn't be able to get. Okay? Because they're suffering just as well, if not more. Okay? And here it is. They're trying to flee back to Ukraine. And then you find out that they're working hand in hand with them. So you know Babylon the Great, America's in the midst. Babylon had something to do in the midst of that, man. Through the spirit. All right? Speaking as a man, Babylon has something to do in that situation, man. There's no way you knew. Y'all already knew what was happening. Okay? You tried to warn them, quote unquote. The guys that did the actual act, okay, they didn't know where who the person was or what was happening, but they were prepared, they were armed, they were given everything they needed to do this. Okay, they knew exactly, just like the guy he said, they knew exactly where to go, exactly where to be, how to do everything that they was taught to do. They had to have been trained. This didn't just pop up and happen. Okay? So it begs the question, what do you think the fate of Babylon is going to be with an open border? Okay? You got these sleeper cells ready. Okay? Ready for that call. Ready to spring into action, man. Okay? This is just a foresight, a foretaste, man. A foreshadowing of what's to come to America. Okay? The Lord is going to allow this place to be taken, man. Jeremiah 50 and 24. The Lord has laid up a snare for this place, man. This place is going to be caught and through. All right. Let's continue.
So we know that they're fighting hand in hand. Who's behind them? We know for sure, thanks to New York Times article, that they were trained by CIA and other special agencies of the United States. That's why when Victoria Nuland a couple of months ago stated that President Putin will get a lot of nasty surprises on the borderline. So now we see what's in her definition borderline is and what kind of nasty surprises she planned for our country. As we talk right now, there's a huge attack on Russian city Belgrade, and every time they hit Belgrade, and it has nothing to do with military infrastructure. I've been there yesterday. They hit hospitals and they hit huge apartment houses, and they hit them with NATO weaponry, artillery provided by Czech Republic. And as of now, they attack Crimea and Sevastopol. That's why actually I'm really surprised, Alex. Why do all those NATO guys trying to show their empathy to Russian people when they love when someone is killing us? They supply Ukrainian Nazis with all weapons in the world. Even French little guy is willing to send his troops to fight Russians. So why are they right now trying to show that they're humans and they have the human-like feelings, saying, oh, we're so sorry, oh, poor Russian people were with you? A few months ago, they applauded to terrorist attacks in St. Pete when one of prominent Russian journalists was killed, and a lot of people who attended this meeting with him were wounded. Every time when there's a terrorist attack done by the Ukrainians, West applauded, stating that Ukraine can do whatever they want to fight ugly Russia. But as of now, we see that behind this attack, not just Ukrainian special forces, but the real masters, CIA and British special op.
That's right, and we saw Obama visit last week, and I said, my guest said, experts said, this is some big attack on Russia being planned because Obama is really in control of ISIS, is their cutout grip. Here's my concern, Vladimir.
That's what Trump used to say, that Obama is father of ISIS. He's the guy who created ISIS. Those are exact words by the President Trump.
All right. And we're about to go into that. Okay. But you see what he said, where the real masterminds are the CIA, the UK, all right, the British, all right, the B system, okay. All the countries involved are a part of the B system, a part of the Western, okay, the Western, the Roman Empire, man. All right. These are the people, okay, who are running the world, who are pushing the world in the way that it's going, man. Okay, these are the ones behind it. This is the hidden hand, man, so to speak. Okay, these elites. You see, Isaiah 29 and 15, it says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And this is who it's talking about, man. It says, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? And this is the mindset of the elites. Okay, the hidden hand, they do the work in the darkness, man. Let me go back here. Micah 2 and 1, it says, woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Okay, because the Lord has given these devils, okay, the power to rule the earth for a period of time. All right, via a blessing that Isaac gave unto Esau. All right. Let me get this. All right, Psalm 64 and 2 says, hide me from the secret counsel. The secret counsel, all right, is the elites, man. These are the ones that are in the background that's pushing, that's pulling all the strings. Okay? Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Okay? Let me get this. Okay, because this is all a part of the agenda. This is all to bring forth this NWO. This is all to sow discord and disruption and confusion. Okay? This is all to bring forth destruction. This is all to bring forth calamity. Okay, these devils want war. Okay, the dollar is collapsing. The economy is collapsing. Okay, they're bringing these things forth, man. Okay, they're trying to put the squeeze on the earth, man. All right, Job 9:24. Okay, this is why Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is gonna take divine intervention to take this devil out of his seat. Okay, the Lord is gonna have to physically come to take this man out of his seat, man, out of his rest. Okay, because these devils are wicked, man. It's not just calling them wicked, and no, they are literally the wicked, man. The wicked, completely wicked. Everything that's about them is wicked. Let me get this real quick before I get this one. Okay. Habakkuk 2:4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, also because he transgresses by wine, speaking of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man going throughout the earth, all right, with his philosophies, his pseudoscience, okay, his mindset, the Mo agenda, okay, all his theories and madness that he pushes out into the earth as actual facts and actual knowledge, all right, when it's wickedness, man, okay, and pseudoscience and false knowledge, man. You see? It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay, and this is the end goal. Okay, he wants a small portion of people to survive this destruction that he's gonna that's being orchestrated, but it's all being orchestrated by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. This is all the will of the Lord at the end of the day. All right, but he's using them to bring forth these calamities, man. To bring forth these wicked these wicked devices. You see? And this devil at the end of all this, he wants to have an NWO where every man, woman, and child will have that MOTB, all right, the micro C-hip under their skin, all right, and this is not medical misinformation, you devils, all right, where he will be godlike, man, where he will have control over your resources, how much, where you spend your money, how much money you get, where you could go, where you can fly, a social credit score, okay, what you can eat, what you can't eat, what you could do, what you can't do, the 15-minute cities, okay, a complete totalitarian, all right, dictatorship prison, man, a technological prison where you will not be able to escape, man. All right, this is why everything is happening. This is how everything is going. You see? And they're putting the pieces in place, okay, to bring forth genocide, man. That's where this is all going. All right, complete all-out thermonuclear war. This is where they want to go. They want to cull off, okay, 95 to probably 97% of the population, because they can't control everyone. They want everybody to believe in this, the CC, the climate, and all this other madness that they pushing forth. You got to delete all these animals, okay? People breathing too much CO2 into the atmosphere, destroying the atmosphere, all types of madness, man. They trying to give you fake food, okay? They're trying to conquer what is, man. They're trying to conquer Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's creation, man. Okay, and the end goal is to put that micro C-hip in you to completely conquer what the Lord has made. The Lord's people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. All right? So the next part I'm going to go into, okay, is as you see throughout, most of these videos here, they spoke on basically ISIS, okay, the Islamic State, okay, taking, they're saying it's them basically, okay, as well as the guys that did the incident in Russia. They were going back to Ukraine, and Ukraine worked hand in hand with I guess an arm of the Islamic State, okay. But I'm going to show you, okay, with these next videos here, who controls ISIS, okay, because who controls these quote-unquote terror organizations, these extremist organizations, okay? I'm going to show you who's connected, Okay? These devils are in the midst, man. Okay? Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay? And we know who the devil is. We know who it is. Okay? Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And that's the state of the earth right now. Everybody's mourning. Everybody has, less than they need. Everybody's struggling. All right? Because these devils are in rule. Okay? So let me get into these videos here. And I'll get some scriptures.
Last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. More Sunni volunteers are coming forward. Some are already being trained, and they can...
Okay, let me play that one more time, because this is from their administration, about the Barack Obama administration. It was before this as well, as I will show you. It was before this. Okay, because I believe this is when they were fighting in the Middle East, and they were saying that basically they have some fighters out there, and they call them ISIL, I-S-I-L, but it's really the same people. It's really the same people. All right.
Steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. More Sunni volunteers are coming forward. Some are already being trained, and they can...
Okay, let me get this. Okay. 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, and these are all traps and gins and snares, man. Okay. Jeremiah 5:26, it says, for among my people are found wicked men. They lay in wait. As he that setteth snares, they set a trap. They catch men. Okay, and this is what the Edomite is set up to do. Okay, through his system, through his policies. Okay, through his laws. This is what he's set up to do, to set snares and traps and gins, man. To accuse you. All right, to the Heavenly Father. Okay, this is what he's set up to do. Let me read that again. Jeremiah 5:26, it says, for among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. Okay? Let me go here.
How these different organizations are spelled and explain them each, because you have three major intelligence gathering organizations in Israel. You start with the Mossad. What is it?
Mossad means institute, by the way, and this is an institute for intelligence and special operations. So the Mossad is the foreign espionage arm. Compare it to the CIA.
All right, go down here to the...
Next one is Aman, right? Military intelligence. It's a Hebrew acronym, so it is the intelligence arm of the armed forces. As Yossi was saying, it in fact is the largest and most important. And then it says Shin Bet, two Hebrew letters, initials for security services. That's the domestic agency, the equivalent of the FBI.
Which one of the three is the most important?
It would be Aman, the military intelligence. Nothing is more important than you're watching your Arab neighbors for actual movements of troops, how many tanks they have, where are the aircraft. All these other missions that we described are fascinating. And even getting, thousands of Jews into the country is vital. But war, having a sign that war is coming, that's the key, and that's Aman's job.
Which is the second most important?
The Mossad. The problem with Aman, with the military intelligence, is that it lives in the shadow of the flamboyant Mossad. It can be compared to the same problem which is facing United States National Security Agency, NSA. It is the largest, the most important agency in the intelligence community. Yet, the most famous one, which gets media attention, is the CIA. The same is in Israel. The Mossad has become sort of epitomizing the Israeli intelligence. But the most important agency is military intelligence. Mossad comes second, and then you have Shin Bet, the Israeli equivalent to the FBI, in charge of fighting terrorism, counter-terrorism, subversion, trying to foil plots against the state of Israel, political plots and others.
You tell the story about how you tried to find out what they call the Mossad when they deal with publicly?
I thought it was a reasonable question, but the trouble is you can't pick up the phone book. There's no Langley in Israel that you can look up, CIA, or in our case, the Mossad. We thought we should ask, what shall we call it in English? You can translate the Hebrew words. As I said, Mossad is institute. But when they write a letter to their friends in the CIA or the British intelligence, what do they call themselves? It took a while. It was a matter of asking the Prime Minister's spokesman. The best you could do, because officially the Mossad is under the Prime Minister's office. And I think he sort of wondered why you want to know and all that, so we explained. And he came up with the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. I mean, if it were to have initials, it would be ISIS. Just simple words like that. Interestingly enough, kind of a British model. The British don't really like the names MI5 and MI6 for their foreign service.
You see? Oh, man. The Wadi Al-Bashim al-Shah for this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man. Jeremiah 49:10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself." They're no longer able to hide, man. Okay? They're no longer able to hide. Basically, the ISIS is a part, okay, of the small hats, okay, arm of counterterrorism. Okay? They're basically the CIA. They do covert ops, black ops. They do stuff like this. They show you in the movies. Okay? Economic hitmen. They go over there and cause havoc in other nations. Destroy their economies, do false flags. This is what they do. Change regimes. Okay, so they could put up their puppet leaders. This is what they do. Okay, this is all to forward the plan. These devils, Esau Edom is always in the midst. He will always be in the midst, man. You see? Always in the midst. Okay? Jeremiah 49:10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself." They're no longer able to hide. Okay? His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. The reason he can't hide himself, okay, is because, of course, the Spirit of the Lord, all right, is revealing this devil, all right, pursuant to, the prophets, the men of the Lord and the highways and hedges, all right, pursuant to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and like-minded brothers, okay, as well as his own. Okay, Psalm 64:8, it says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." So you have other Edomites coming out, telling on each other. Okay, but it's all a part of this devil's pride. Okay, he's so prideful that he feels like he can just tell you, what he's doing, what he's up to. Okay, because he feels like he already got it. You see, but that's the pride of his heart. Okay, because his demise is coming fast. Okay, this is why all these things are happening. This is why all these things are in motion. Okay, and I hope this is making sense. Okay, these things are not just happening. Okay, these devils run the show. They run what's going on. They run the both sides. There's nothing that's happening on this earth. Okay. All right, outside of what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is pushing forth, which is everything that's happening on the earth. Okay, but these devils have the pull on both sides, man. There's nothing that's going on that this devil does not have his hands in, man. Okay, these elites have their hands in everything. Okay, and I can't stress that enough. Okay, hold on, let me play this one.
To be fair, we had helped to create the problem we're now fighting. How? Because when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, we had this brilliant idea that we were going to come to Pakistan and create a force of mujahideen, equip them with Stinger missiles and everything else to go after the Soviets inside Afghanistan. And we were successful. The Soviets left Afghanistan, and then we said, great, goodbye, leaving these trained people who were fanatical in Afghanistan and Pakistan, leaving them well armed, creating a mess, frankly, that at the time we didn't really recognize. We were just so happy to see the Soviet Union fall, and we thought, okay, fine, we're okay now. Everything's going to be so much better. Now you look back, the people we're fighting today we were supporting in the fight against the Soviets.
So it's not a conspiracy theory, it's history. And it's history that's being repeated in Libya and now in Syria. But there is a bigger problem here, one that every American should be questioning. We're fighting al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, but we're also bombing al-Qaeda targets in Pakistan and in Yemen. And as we do that, something occurs known as collateral damage. Hundreds of civilians in Yemen have been killed in just the first half of 2012 by U.S. airstrikes aimed at al-Qaeda fighters.
We also have a history of kind of moving in and out of Pakistan. I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago. And we did it because we were locked in this struggle with the Soviet Union. They invaded Afghanistan, and we did not want to see them control Central Asia. And we went to work. And it was President Reagan, in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen. And let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam so that we can go beat the Soviet Union. And guess what? They retreated. They lost billions of dollars, and it led to the collapse of the Soviet Union. So there's a very strong argument, which is, wasn't a bad investment to end the Soviet Union, but let's be careful what we sow because we will harvest. And we now are making up for a lot of lost time.
So what you need to know tonight is heavy. Our government is bombing sites around the world in an ongoing war with al-Qaeda. In Iraq, where al-Qaeda had no presence before the U.S. war, al-Qaeda is now thriving. The same al-Qaeda, yes, created by the U.S. government in order to harm the Soviets. And today, at least 13,000 civilians in Afghanistan are dead as a result of that war with al-Qaeda. So with all respect to Ms. Fitzgerald from the Irish Times, this is not propaganda. Rather, it is the question that every American should be demanding answers on from Congress and from this president. Why are we giving al-Qaeda fighters money and weapons to overthrow yet another government in the Middle East? Today, our government claims they're freeing the people of Syria. Tomorrow, if history tells us anything, we will be killing and wounding civilians in airstrikes and then referring to them as collateral damage in a war with an enemy who we brought to power.
All right, you cannot make this up. Okay? They're the ones in control. They trained them. Okay? So there's no coincidence that these guys were going back to Ukraine. Okay? Because why? Because the same people that's training the Ukrainians are training them. Okay, they gave them the weapons. They gave them the training. They gave them the weapons and let them loose in the Middle East. Okay, to cause uprisings, cause sedition, take out leaders of countries, and so they could put up their puppet leaders. Okay, and then start fighting them once they got too powerful. Now they fighting them. Okay, a whole bunch of chaos and madness, man. Just like the thing that's going on in Haiti. All right, they set up a rebellious group, a rebel group, okay, that they pump out to you as, oh, they're trying to fight for the freedoms of the people. They're trying to help the people that's standing up to a tyrannical government, and this and this, how they always pumping out to you when it's not. That's not the fact. All right, the fact is that they fund these people, they give them the weapons, they train them, and they send them to go to war with their governments, man. And they topple governments, man. This is how they do it. Okay? Jeremiah 49:7, it says, concerning Edom, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is the counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Right? Because their wisdom has vanished. They're moving sloppy. They're doing stupid. They're doing madness, man, where they're easily getting caught. Okay? They're easily getting caught. The things that they're doing is making no sense. Here it is. There's proof. There's ample proof, as I just showed. All right, that these devils are the ones that are controlling them. These are the devils that are training them and giving them the weapons and giving them the position and giving them all this artillery and giving them, all of this. Okay, and then they're saying, oh, they're trying to backtrack it, like it's not them. Like, hey, I try to warn you about it. This is a separate, a separate organization on its own doing this by themselves. And it's like, no, you're giving them the orders, man. Babylon the Great America is giving them the orders. The West is giving them the orders, man. Okay? This is not just a coincidence. This is not just happening by coincidence. And before I forget, let me get this right here. All right, let me go back over here. Okay. So who do you think this is coming into the country, man? Okay? Who do you think these militias, these sleeper cells that are already here, who do you think is funding them? Who do you think is giving them the weapons, man? Okay? It's the wicked, man. They're the ones giving them all of these passes. This is why they're flying them in, bringing them in by boat, bringing them through the border. Okay? Because these are their men. Okay?
Enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Very easy.
Wow, very easy. The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
The entitlement, guys. Wow.
You will see soon. Peace, by the way.
All right? Be ready for the destruction. All right? There will be no peace. There will be no peace. This is all a part of these are all connected, man. This is all connected. It's only a matter of time before it reaches Babylon, man. Okay? They're already expecting another event, all right, on the level or surpassing, all right, 911. Okay? Let me see if we get any scriptures here. Let me get this here. All right, 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay? 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, and we're in those perilous times. Okay? And you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans think that because it just happened over there, okay, in Russia, that it's not going to happen here, that it can't happen here. You're just thinking, oh, that's another part of the world. We don't have to, care about it, show no attention to it. But it's like, no, the border's being, overwhelmed, okay, by these same people that did those actions, that they're already here. They've been here for decades. They've been living here. Their families coming through the border now. The rest of the armies coming through the border now. All right, that these wicked elites have set up, that have trained, that have given the weapons to, okay, giving them the coordinations. They know when whatever event that they bring forth in this Black Swan event, all right, they're clearly telling us there's going to be one, okay. Whatever event that is set up is going to be so meticulous, okay. It's going to be so well thought out, planned, okay, and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, man. You see, it's only a matter of time before it reaches the shores of Babylon, man. It's already here, man. It's just waiting now. It's just the when. Okay.
Gente, he pensado invadir una casa en United States, ya que me enteré que existe una ley que dice que si una casa no está habitada, podemos expropiarla. Capichi, muchachos, aquí en United States también se aplica la de invasión de terreno. Y creo que ese será mi próximo negocio. Invadir casas abandonadas. Ya que me he buscado unos códigos con mis amigos africanos. Y me dijeron que ya llevan como 7 casas expropiadas. Y como dice el dicho, papi, hay que buscar la vuelta. Y la vuelta ahorita mismo es invadir casas. Ya que nos encontramos en situación de calle. Y es la única manera que tenemos para no vivir en la calle y no ser una carga pública. Capichi, la ley dice que las casas abandonadas, deterioradas y que esté en mal estado, podemos llegar y repararlas, vivir en ellas y si podemos, venderla, hasta pedir créditos con ella. ¿Qué dicen ustedes?
All right, it's going down, man. Okay, Babylon, this place is finished. Okay, and if you still have your mind in this place, if you still got your heart, if you still, you know, want to go to school and try to get rich and live this good life over here in Babylon, you're out your mind, man. This place is finished, man. The Lord is setting this place up for the snare, man. All right, Jeremiah 30:5, it says, "For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Shai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." Okay. Next verse, it says, "Ask ye now and see whether doeth a man travail with child? Where do I see every man with his hand on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness?" Because that's the times that we're in. All right, great fear is about to befall you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You Babylonians as well. You see? Jeremiah 30:7 says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Okay, and this is the time that we're approaching. Okay, we're approaching the time of Jacob's trouble, man. All right. I was trying to get another scripture, but I forgot. Okay. And that's going to lead me, all right, to my next video here. Okay, hold on. All right, with this this whole October, so like I said, October, this whole April, all right, the 8th situation, okay, with the eclipse that's coming on the 8th, okay, and it's a lot of things going on. All right, so I'm gonna play this video. I'm gonna start off with this video here. Let me see. I'm just get rid of this real quick. All right, it's a lot going on. Okay, and keep in mind from those past videos just now, okay, where they basically were getting warned, like the Babylon warned Russia, you know, to let me just get the article real quick before I get this. All right. Let me see. It says U.S. Embassy warns of imminent attack in Moscow by extremists. All right. It says the U.S. Embassy warns of imminent attack by extremists. It says it tells citizens to avoid concerts and mass events. Okay, that's why I want to highlight that. All right, mass events. Let me see. Yep. It says the embassy, which has reportedly urged all U.S. citizens to leave Russia immediately, gave no further details about the nature of the threat, but said people should avoid concert and crowds, okay, and be aware of their surroundings. In an event that we're having right now, in the midst of all of this chaos, all of this madness, the borders is wide open. All right, the situation that just happened in Russia, okay, who's to say that this is not going to come? Is not going to come down to Babylon as well? All right, this is not going to come when, you know, when they have the massive amounts of people in the midst, in the open. Okay, anything can happen. Okay, and you got the National Guard, you got these people preparing like all hell, okay, for this event. Okay, let me just read this before I get into the video. It says National Guard to be deployed for solar eclipse 2024. Okay, it says Oklahoma's National Guard is set to be deployed for the upcoming total solar eclipse. Excuse me. When as many as 100,000 people are expected to visit one county. You see? It says in a statement on Tuesday, the Guard said it would assist emergency management, okay, to cope with the unprecedented number of tourists on April 8th in McCurtain County in southeast of the state. It says the Guard will provide first responders as well as units with hazmat response capabilities, okay, in case of an incident like an industrial fire. You see? So they're getting ready for something. All right? And you can read the rest of the article. Okay, they even talking about phones not working. Okay? Something ain't right. All right, and you got this whole situation with Russia, Okay, where you had the guys get recruited through Telegram. They were paid a certain amount of money. And you know, people, you know, money's tight right now, man. Okay, money is tight. You could offer up, you know, it was only $10,000, and they deleted people for $10,000. Okay, so how much more here in Babylon the Great America, where you have the sleeper cells, where you have the militias, where you have the people who want to do harm and want to bring harm to mass amounts of people, who want to bring some type of destruction, who want to bring chaos and hell and madness onto Babylon. How much more them? You see? You don't probably have to pay them. You just got to give them the weapons and point them in the direction. All right? So let's watch this video here. All right?
The sheriff called me yesterday, and after he got done telling me everything inside this meeting that was happening, I pretty much was nerve rattled after what I heard. But I'm going to tell you what the emergency, what's behind this emergency for the solar eclipse, what's the deeper intel, and not only that, how they want emergency communication systems to be implemented, what specific groups they're going to be targeting. We're about to get into all that right here, and information that I did separate research to try to link up and confirm more on this scenario. So he gets on the phone with me yesterday after they have this meeting. Who's this meeting with? It's with Homeland Security. So, and he said there were New York instructors there. I have a list right here. I took notes of every single thing that he said because I couldn't record his voice. Obviously, he's trying to stay discreet. He said they were focusing on anti-vaccine people, anti-government people, preppers, Trump supporters. He even goes into deeper in the scenario what we're going to get to here in a second. But he said they didn't want the public to have any communication between each other. Any communication at all. And we told you yesterday that sheriff that came out and said it could be a potential terror attack. Well, we got more intel on what could actually happen in the solar eclipse, but just listen to this 23-second clip really quick.
But that's not all that he's concerned about.
That people want to do us harm, use an event like this where a lot of people are gathered to do some type of terror event.
The director of the Lake County Emergency Management Agency told me they've been preparing for the solar eclipse now for about 2 years.
You see? They've been preparing for 2 years. What do they know that they're not telling? Okay, 2 years to prepare for this. Right? Most people just found out. I just found out that it was going to be, you know, I probably found out last year, I believe. Or early this one. Okay. That there was going to be an eclipse. Okay. Which is all spiritual because the Lord is Xing this place out, man. And I believe it's going over 7 places of Nineveh. Okay. This place is finished. Okay. But you heard what the sheriff dude said. Okay. This will be a prime time basically for you know a terrorist event, man, to take place. What do they know? Then you have this situation that just happened in Russia. What was it? What, you know? What did we just read? Okay. Okay. It says the embassy, which has repeatedly urged all U.S. citizens to leave Russia immediately, gave no other further details about the nature of the threat, but said people should avoid concerts, crowds, and beware of their surroundings. Okay, because these guys went in there where it was crowded, man, and let it off. That's how they was able to delete so many people, because everybody was in a confined space. Everybody was in one place, man. Okay. So what do these devils know that they're not telling? Okay. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Okay. And while you Babylonians are going to be amazed at what the Lord is doing, okay, the elect, Okay, because the Lord told us not to do that. Hold on. Let me get this scripture real quick. Okay, Jeremiah 10:2 says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heavens are dismayed at them." So I can read that again. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven." See, the moon, the sun, the stars, be not dismayed at them, for the heathen are dismayed at them. They looking at like, oh my gosh. Okay, they're worshiping the creation, not the creator. Okay, and this all it signifies is a sign until the Lord's coming. This is signifying unto the elect. Okay, this is signifying, you know, major events about to take place on this earth, man. Our power is about to bring a whole lot of judgment upon this place, man. Okay, so we ain't supposed to be dismayed. Of course, it's amazing. That's our power doing that, man. That's our power putting these things together, man. You see? Let me get this, what I was going to get. Oh, no, I already got it. All right, but a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Okay? Because these people, the everyday Negro, Latino, Native Americans aren't paying attention. Because y'all are so caught up in your life, caught up in your day-to-day life. Okay? You Babylonians, everybody just caught up in their life, and that's going to get you destroyed. Okay? Oh, that's what I was trying to get. Yep. Yep. Let me get this. All right. Ecclesiastes 3. I'm going to read from 1 on down. It says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." It says, "A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted." It says, "A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance." It says, "A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing." See? "A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak." See? Woo. It says, "A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace." Okay, and what are we in? Okay, we're in the time of war and hate. That's all you're seeing being spewed throughout the earth. All right, because iniquity has abounded, man, and we got wicked leaders in place that's pushing forward these wicked laws. Okay, that's promoting these wicked agendas. Okay, it's pushing on your children. Okay, using the television, using these celebrities. Okay, using the food, the air. Okay, to work witchcraft upon the people. Okay, to work all types of evils and wickedness. Okay, we're not in the time of love and the time of peace. We're in the time of war and hate. Okay, we're in the time of mass death, man, mass deletion. Okay, this ain't a game. This ain't no time to be lollygagging and playing around and thinking life is a bunch of flowers and daisies, man. This ain't it. You see what's going on. All right, people getting deleted. Okay, you got migrants coming through the border. Okay, you got these, the enemies of Babylon are promising destruction to this place, man. All right.
They've been preparing for this for 2 years. Imagine that, for 2 years. That sounds like a lot of preparation going into that. And in the video yesterday, I told you the military is getting into a building that they won the Allied war in World War II, which is Idabel, which you can find that video after this video. But let's get into this right now. So they don't want any communications between us. And what is the big event that they're doing? This is what he told me inside of Homeland Security yesterday they were talking about. He said, during the solar eclipse, while people are all out there looking, they're planning, the intel that they've got is a possible biological attack on people while the solar eclipse is freaking happening. Yes, I just said that, while the solar eclipse is happening. And you're like, okay, well, where are they going to do that? Well, all the people out for the solar eclipse, I'm potentially believing could be targets. Okay, so this is not speculation. This is totally inside information about what they said. And they're talking about how the first responders' mental health, they need to prepare, because their mental health is going to be very, very, you know, out of whack after this. So when he told me that they potentially might be doing a biological attack, that's the intel. Who's going to be doing it, I don't know. But however, I looked deeper, and then I seen that 3 weeks ago, none of us was paying attention to the fact that the FBI just had a training drill for a biological attack, and they're getting hospitals ready for it. So I want you to look at this video clip real quick and just look at what we all missed and how this lines up with the agenda.
Staff at multiple local hospitals are now better prepared to handle a potential emergency. The FBI spent time in 3 ERs today in our area, walking doctors, nurses, and other staff through what they could do in case of a bioterrorism disaster. 11 News reporter Elmer Mejia Segastumi is joining me live from Penrose Hospital, one of the locations that participated. An agent with the FBI told you that disasters like these help improve communications, or disaster exercises, I should say, help improve communication among staff and others.
Adam, a hospital official says that these drills are important in keeping the staff on their toes and prepared. They say the staff hospital does numerous drills throughout the years. It helps them determine what needs the hospital may have depending on the situation. Special Agent David Autry says no drill ever goes 100% perfectly, but they consider every drill a success because it helps them identify the things the FBI and hospitals need to improve on. Hospital officials say the disaster scenario was a toxin put in people's milk. The goal was to monitor how departments and agencies communicated with one another.
There's a need for all of us. There's no one single agency that can handle this alone. Again, we handle that law enforcement investigation, the lead from the federal side, but that includes our state and local partners from law enforcement, includes public health. When you look at a WMD event, it's going to require all partners to come together.
The FBI and local hospitals say that after these disaster scenario exercises...
Appreciate that super chat. Now, I have so much more to tell you. But please, while we're live right now, while you're watching this, share this out, more importantly, to your friends, to your family, to all the people that's going to be going to this solar eclipse, so we could potentially...
1 Thessalonians 5:3 says, for when they shall say peace and safety, and sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And this is the times that where you're constantly being warned about, man. All right? These devils are in the midst, man. Okay? They're working evil upon their beds because the power has been given unto them to do so, and they want to bring forth, okay, this NWO. They want to bring forth the enslavement of every man, woman, and child. First and foremost, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? They want to call off the population. Okay? They have a wicked okay, a wicked plan in place. Okay, this man is as death. Okay, these elites only have a short time. Okay, Esau Edom only has a short time. This is why he's moving the way he is. This is why the things are moving the way they are. Okay, these devils, they can't wait no more, man. Okay, they don't have time to, okay, to wait for you Babylonians to continue to drink the soup. They force feeding it to you now. All right. Revelations 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. This is why these things are happening. Okay. This is why these things are happening. Okay, because time is short. His time is running out. Okay, so he's about to come down with these draconian measures. He's about to come down with all types of chaos. It's about to get sloppy out here, man. He ain't gonna even care about him being caught. He don't care. He don't care if people know. Okay, he's trying to run to the finish line. All right, but the Lord's gonna cut him off. Okay.
Avert them getting hit with biological materials that is probably going to be dispersed on crowds when this event happens. That's the inside intel, and there's more intel than that we're finna get to right now. Target list. Let's talk about how they're telling law enforcement in this meeting with Homeland Security. They're telling them on the population that, hey, look, we need you to enforce information, because during the last pandemic, everything got out of hand. We need you to track their cell phones, which they did in the last pandemic. We need you to basically be in control. And why you think all the communication systems are upgrading? You see all these counties saying, oh, we got to upgrade the communication systems. And then you see,
all right, speaking of that, Salakia, let me just get this real quick.
Coverage may be a challenge that day. While we are surging resources in terms of additional coverage, and while we are basically expanding the bandwidth that 911 could use, it is possible that cell phones get a bit overloaded. If that happens, remember that 911 will continue to work. 911 works even when our cell phone grid is overloaded, but only use 911 for true emergencies. Being stuck in traffic, if you are okay, is not a true emergency.
2nd Ezra 16 and 17, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay, now they're talking about, you know, there won't be any phones. They may go out. Okay, 911, you know, is still gonna be quote unquote working. You know, anything can happen in the midst. Anything can happen. Okay, remember all the cards. This devil has all the cards on the table. Anything can happen. Okay, anything, something devastating. You know, but you know we have to see. All right, I'm only speaking as a man, but we just gonna have to see. All right, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to see what's going on. It could be something. It could be nothing. It could be just a regular day. You see the eclipse, all right, boom, and that's it. Or it could be something more. And like the elder Yashawama was saying in his lesson, you know, something could happen after. All right, the eclipse. Okay, so we're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna continue to watch.
Where they're having all these meetings and stuff like that for the communication systems. So the reason they don't want any communication between us, because they said how the public was distrusting all of them, how we distrusted them during the ongoing operations of the first pandemic, because we're not just talking about what's happening in the solar eclipse, we're talking about the potential next plan, which he gets into here, and he talks about every single virus they talk about. And when I'm looking here, that's because I got this list. I told you I took notes. I wrote down all this stuff when he was talking to me on his phone call. So the communication basically is the reason why emergency stuff is coming out right now is because we're not going to have communication with each other. They're going to make sure that he said it's only going to be cell phone communication. Like, you're going to get emergency alert. The emergency systems, like I was saying, they're not going to be able to be like, you're going to have your Faraday bag ready, because the tracking system, somebody says, thank you, sis, Stephen, appreciate you, no problem. So the emergency systems, you need to get your Faraday bags ready, because they're going to be tracking you actively. They're going to be looking into that. They're going to be basically trying as much as possible to get who's on the target list. So the next thing is, they talked about a lot of different virus things, virus scenarios. We want to get into that right now. And he was talking about the deer situation, right? The zombie deer thing. He said that was one thing that they said was going to jump to humans, and basically, since that's in a lab somewhere, you already know what's going on with that. They're whipping it up and they're going to try to make something jump. He also said that in this meeting with Homeland Security, they were talking about how they were going to be ready to lock people in their houses. And he gave me this map as well. So the map is pretty much, he said, this is public knowledge right here. And this is basically the map here. So whenever environmental supposedly disasters happen, this is the response in all the states, and they call this apple tree map. Interesting. So moving past that, he said the main things inside this Homeland Security meeting that they talked about, what they were going to need to install certain people for the CDC's interests, meaning politicians that's puppets. They talked about Ebola, they talked about COVID, measles, and like I just said, the brain wasting disease. How to map out, this is the part where we get crazy. Obviously we've got some rain about to come, but we're gonna be able to finish this before that happens. Mass casualty. How to map out the population and round up the homeless.
You see? All right, it's going down. Jeremiah 30:7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, and Elder Apostle Tahar, all right, coined this year the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, and it has not disappointed yet. Matthews 24:21, Lord Yahweh Shai speaking, says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. Okay, because the time that we're going into is going to be like no other, man. Okay, you got all these pestilence going forth. Let me get this real quick. Read this again. All right, you got all these pestilence going forth. All right, that zombie deer stuff. It's a lot going on. All right, you got to walk circumspect. All right, you got to be paying attention to what's going on, and got to pay attention to your surroundings. You see, you got to pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, because these devils are in the midst, man. They have plans. They have agendas. Okay, it can happen at any moment, at any time. No warning. The day of the Lord is going to come like a thief in the light, man. In the night. You see? 2nd Ezra 16, I'm reading from 17, says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? See, the beginning of sorrows and of great death. Okay? Great death and great famine, man. It says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. All right. The next verse, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right. Let me see.
So this is another thing they're talking about within these meetings. He's going to have a meeting also coming up. So you want to stay around, because Monday I'll be telling you about the next meeting, which martial law is what they're talking about in that one. But they're talking about locking people into their homes. 2, he said that they're going to try to get religious people on board with getting people to get the vax. So basically saying that the churches, the preachers and stuff like that, they're going to go around and they're going to have campaigns to try to push them to get you to trust them when they pull out this next version of whatever the pandemic is, so that you can go and take, you already know what they're going to be pushing. Somebody says, we are real out here, JWTV. Yeah, we are real, and this is all getting real, and I'm telling you, this information here extremely. He said this was the composure of Homeland Security. They were extremely like worried, he said, like extremely worried. And so the first day was supposed to be an exercise. He said there was no exercise. And also they didn't allow any cell phones in the building because they didn't want anybody recording anything. So all the information here that I'm giving you, like, you're not going to get it anywhere else. This stuff should be spread out massively. Do you know how many lives could be saved during this event? Just because.
All right. 2nd Ezra 15:14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and that destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. The point, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, if these guys, if they do, all right, pull some biological disturbance, I'm gonna say, or they do some type of event or something, because they're prepared for something, man. You got the National Guard, okay, preparing with hazmat. Okay, you got FEMA. You know, you got all these things ready. Okay, for something. They know something that they're not saying. Okay. Could this be some type of, event? All right. Could an event come, possibly after? Could it be a false flag? Okay. Because these devils, they they're up to something, man. And a lot of people are going to be at this event, man. A lot of people are going to be at this event. Okay, you're going to have a mass amounts of people in one area. Okay, they can even use this event as well, all right, to push forth other madness, which they're going to be doing throughout the earth. All right, passing laws and legislations, doing all types of wickedness. Okay, but, you just got to keep your eye on this, man. All right. I'm just going to play the rest of this, and I'm going to get into the description. I'm going to wrap it up. All right, and Lord willing, I hope this was edifying. I hope it made sense. I hope I wasn't all over the place.
As we avert this, and we know people are still going to say, well, I'm not going to not go. I'm going to go anyway. But let them do that. But the problem is the people who don't know, if this doesn't get to them, and they don't have a chance to basically avert what's coming. And that means that all of us should be prepared and ready if they're going to spread something biological. That's how the first half of this next event begins. Spreading something biological. All these people, hundreds of thousands of people out there. After that, they go back home, they go wherever they go, and then from there, it just amplifies and spreads. So this information here is like so critical, and I'm leaving it on you. I'm leaving on every last one of you to choose the choice to get it out to others, because that's all I can do. YouTube is not going to do that. It's really up to you at this point. And if you just tune in,
that's the end of that. The guy's channel is JWTV. He got videos up there. But the Lord said He's gonna send pestilence, man, upon the earth. All right. 2nd Ezra 16:19, it says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay, the Lord said He was gonna send plagues upon the earth. Okay, let me see. Yep, let me go up here. I'm going to go from 2nd Ezra 16. Let me go. I'm going to read from 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloth of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, And who may quench it? Plagues are sent to you unto you. And what is he that may drive them away? You see? The Lord said that this is what he would do. Okay? Especially in the last days. Okay? Matthew 24. I'm going to read from 3. All right, Matthew 24 and 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world? And the end of the world means of an age, okay, of a rulership, okay, which is Esau, Edom's. All right. Let me see. Let me get that real quick. All right. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. It's just a rulership. All right. It's an age. Okay, Esau's going down. He's going down in this time. This is the end of his world. This is the end of his kingdom. This is the end of his reign. All right. Jacob's up next. The Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans are up next. All right. The Hebrew Israelites are going to rule this earth under Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. In righteousness, man. See? So it says next verse, it says, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, I'm a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, which we're seeing now. We're seeing both of these, all right? People coming in the name of a Mashiach, all right, saying that they're him, they're Yahweh Shai. Okay, they're not. See? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, which we're seeing right now as we speak. All of these things we're seeing. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay? So we're in the beginning of sorrows, man. Okay, and it's only going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. The birth pains are going to keep getting worse and worse and worse, man. Okay, until it pops. Okay. So, I hope this was edifying, right? Hope I got straight to the point there. Okay, but there's something in the midst, man. There's something going on, something suspicious, something that we need to keep our eye on. All right. There's something weird going on. Okay, you got all these comments. You got, I think, the devil's comment coming on the 25th of this month. You got the solar eclipse coming. You got the Civil War movie coming out in April as well, right after that. Right? You got all this madness going on throughout the earth, the wars, these draconian measures. These countries are speaking to ban the Bible. Elder Menachem Zakwa just did a lesson on that. I believe it was Georgia and the South Dakota or something, South Dakota or Ohio, one of them. But I know it was Georgia and another state. Okay, you got Canada trying to ban the Bible. People, the UK. Okay, the famine of the word is on the books. You have this movie. I forgot what it's called. The Disciples. The moon something, all right, where it's a movie basically showing that the Bible is going to be outlawed. Okay, I don't know if I have it in my videos here. Let me see. Do I have it? No, I didn't put it in. Yeah, I ain't bringing, but it's a movie basically. All right, outlawing the Bible basically, and the people who believe in the Bible, who still want the Bible, they're gonna have to go underground. All right, so this is the times that we're going into, man. We're fastly approaching, all right, Jacob's trouble, man. All right, and you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans must repent and turn back unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai before the time runs out, before the doors of mercy close. Okay. And before complete all-out judgment goes forth, before this word comes off of the internet, before the men of the Lord come off the highways and hedges, all right? Hey, y'all better get this word while it's still hot. You see? Let me see this here. Let me read this. I'm going to get another scripture and I'm going to wrap it up. All right, because we're in the end, man. 2nd Ezra 9:9, it says, Then shall I be in pitiful case, which have now abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. See, that's you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law, okay, you 2/3, okay, while they yet had liberty, and when as place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. And this is what's going to get you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans completely destroyed. All right, the point, the same must know it after death by pain. All right, so that's how y'all going to have to realize, all right, your faults and your ways, man. All right, after you get destroyed. All right, you're gonna taste the sword. Okay, let me get this. Proverbs 22:3 says, A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right? And great punishment is coming to Babylon, the great America. The Lord has set this place up for the taking. The Lord has set up the snare, the gin, the trap. All right? The Lord has set this place up for the okie doke. Okay? And you don't want to get caught, all right, in the midst of this destruction, man. All right, but unfortunately, 2/3 of our people, of you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, are going to taste of the sword, man. Y'all going to have to taste of the sword because y'all not going to repent. Y'all not going to do, all right, what it is to obey the Lord and to turn back onto your power, man. To turn back to your heritage, man. All right, so stop being like the heathens and stop trusting in oppression and trusting in Egypt and trusting your power, man. All right, trust in Yahweh Shem Shai. Take counsel from the Lord through his men. All right, so you know, take these warnings, take these heathen, what's the word? Heed the word. There we go. I said heathen, but you know, heed the word. Heed what's being said unto you. Take the warning seriously. Okay, because this time is coming. And these devils are about to come down with great wrath, man. And it's going to come with no warning. All right. Ecclesiasticus 5:7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and sincerity unto the elect. Shalom.